Yes, welcome to the Jamaica Young Police channel. To our loyal viewers and subscribers, at the channel we are a group of law-abiding citizens who believe in the rule of law and respect the rights of every citizen, but not the ones who do not subscribe to such behavior. We do believe in and support preemptive strikes because it saves lives. That is a logical conclusion because preemptive strikes save lives and prevent the further loss of lives. We are all about saving lives on this channel. We at this channel aid criminals, their financiers, their supporters, enablers, and the likes with a passion, and we do not want them over here. Yes, let us repeat ourselves. We do not want any criminal supporters over here. Please, we do not want your views, your subscriptions, your likes, or your comments. Please go elsewhere where the red carpet is waiting for you. Over here, we want you, the criminal supporters, enablers, financiers, and all the likes, to go to prison or madness. Let me repeat myself. We at the Jamaica Young Police channel, we do not want the criminal supporters on their circle over here. We want you to go to prison or madness. Moving on to our video. There are many reasons why the Jamaican people believe that the Jamaican Constabulary Force is a corrupt organization. They have seen police officers in the company of wanted men and at times visiting known criminals, dons, and because of these actions, the people do not trust the police officers and members of the force. So you know what, today we're going to talk about the escape of 8 dangerous terrorists from parasite from the Black River police station. Yes, and you know, over 3 decades ago we used to station at the Black River police station. Yes, we spent 6 months there before we were transferred from Black River to Silo, and you know, that was our 2 stint there. Never liked down there, although my father is from Black River. So as you can see, the name of the criminals that are there, the men who have escaped, and you're looking right now at the photograph right there. So you know that that's not the AXA. It has to be a power tool, and it is alleged that an inspector of police collected $8 million. That is an allegation. We don't know how true it is, but it's just based on intelligence, and we'll soon get down to the meat of the matter. So you're looking right there, that is a part of the cell block, and that's where the 8 men walked out. Yes, and Black River is a quiet place, you know. I don't know how the police weren't able to catch any of these escapees. So I want you to listen to what this report from TVJ in Jamaica about the break-in, because you're gonna get it from 2 different sources. You're gonna hear it's 2 different things. You watch, you listen, and you decide.
Here are the details. A manhunt is now on for 8 high-risk detainees who escaped from the Black River police station this morning. The men are charged for murders, robbery, rape, and illegal gun possession. More in this report.
Citizens in St. Elizabeth are being urged to be on the lookout for 8 men who escaped from the Black River police station Monday morning. They are Anwood Hines and Javon Sims, who are both detained on murder charges. Oral Cole, Richard Brown, and Alric Hutchinson are facing charges of robbery, while Dean Simpson was detained on robbery and rape charges. Dewar Williams and Kenneth Stewart were also in custody for illegal possession of a firearm. Reports are that 4 men were seen walking on Central Road in the Black River area in the wee hours of Monday morning. A report was made to the police, which prompted a check of the cell block that houses the detainees, when 8 of them were discovered missing. It's believed that the men used a sharp object to cut through the ventilation grill in the cell. On Monday morning, when our news team arrived on location, officers were seen outside. Notably, The Black River Police Station has several cameras around the building, but up to news time, we were unable to see whether they were functional and if they were being used to assist the police in their investigation. The officers, however, are urging citizens not to harbor the men. Jamila Maitland.
Yeah, so as you can see, you're looking right now at the grill that the men walk through. And, they are reporting that it was used by, it was the cutting tool that they use. You have to be, only a dead person could not hear when it was going through. Even if they had used a certain material to keep down the noise, you still would hear it because the machine is very loud. So I don't know how they did it. They say some of the prisoners were making noise and singing, but it was just one police officer that was there and doing lockups, as a cell guard. I don't know how is that, one policeman to 60 prisoners. If that report is true, then that means the force is, is wanting, is left wanting, because that means they don't have the personnel to really man the police stations. And all of this is because of the policies of the lawmakers. They are the ones why police officers are fleeing the police force in droves. And we at the Jamaica Young Police Channel, we applaud the police officers who are leaving for greener and better pastures. Because we have served close to 2 decades and our life is much better. Thousands times better than we were in a police force. So I want you to listen to this other report in regard to the same thing, and you're going to use a total different report from what the TVG is giving you.
Police lockup. A police manhunt is on to capture 8 prisoners who escaped from the Black River Police lockup last night. The men were discovered missing during routine checks. The checks were conducted between 3 a.m. to 4 a.m. by personnel. An alarm was raised, and further investigations revealed that the prisoners escaped through the facility's ventilation system. They are Oral Cole, charged with robbery; Richard Brown, charged with robbery; Alric Hutchinson, charged with robbery; Dwyer Williams, charged with illegal possession of firearm; Kenneth Stewart, charged with illegal possession of firearm; Hanward Hines, charged with murder; Dean Simpson, charged with rape and robbery; and Javon Sims, charged with murder. They cut the metal bar at the window. It has to be a machine they used to cut that. One cell guard with 60-odd prisoners, a police source said on Monday morning. Police have since launched a manhunt in search of the 8 inmates. A high-level meeting.
So in this day and age, the police were able to amass 4 photographs of the 8 men who have been in custody. Can you believe it? When technology is at the grasp of the police officers. The police officer is now cell phone. You understand? That luxury we did not have in my time, but we were still effective, doing our jobs. So it is alleged that an inspector of police stationed at the Black River Police Station, St. Elizabeth, is under suspicion of receiving $8 million to allow 8 prisoners to escape from Black River lockup. The inspector, who was not being named, as there are some irregularities in one of his bank accounts of a large deposit of money to one of his accounts 3 days earlier, and investigators does not know if the deposit have any connection to the escape, and the investigators do not want to release the information due to the sensitivity of the investigation and is at the infancy stage. I used to station at Black River Police Station, St. Elizabeth, more than 3 decades ago, and I have never experienced working at the cell block there. At the time I was stationed, there was not a single person in the jail. No one was in custody, so as it was open and in a pristine condition. The people of St. Elizabeth were some of Jamaica's most peaceful people, and most problems were resolved amicably by these people who loved their neighbors as themselves. As some of you might have known that my father's side of the family is from this part of Jamaica, and I have many relatives there that I have never met or known. The 8 escaped prisoners were facing serious charges, including murder and robbery. They escaped by cutting through a ventilation grill at the back of the cell. The investigators haven't interviewed the inspector as yet, but are continuing their investigations. If the inspector is arrested in this matter, it will send shockwave throughout the police force based on the information received and obtained. The escape of the 8 prisoners has raised serious questions about the security of the Black River lockup. The JCF has said it is reviewing security procedures at the jail and taking steps to prevent future escapes. The case of the inspector who allegedly received $8 million to let go of the prisoners is serious. It is crucial that the JCF thoroughly investigate the matter and that the inspector be brought to justice if there is any evidence tied to the jailbreak. The public must be confident that the police are not corrupt and are committed to upholding the law. The escape of the 8 prisoners from the Black River lockup on Sunday has raised concern about the facility's security. The prisoners facing serious charges including murder and robbery escaped by cutting through a ventilation grill at the back of the cell. The police hierarchy still needs to sanction the superintendent of police, who is a book police officer. The action of the Commissioner of Police, Major Anthony Anderson, has led to some criticism, with some people calling for the superintendent to be suspended pending an investigation. There are several reasons why the police hierarchy may not have sanctioned the superintendent at this time. It is essential to allow the investigation to take its course. At least going to transfer him. The superintendent may have needed to be made aware of the security vulnerabilities at the lockup. The superintendent may have improved security after the escape. However, the lack of sanction against the superintendent has also been met with some support. Some people believe the superintendent should not be punished if he was unaware of the security vulnerabilities at the lockup. Others believe that the superintendent should be allowed to improve security before sanction. Whether or not the sanction the superintendent will be up to the police hierarchy. However, the escape of 8 prisoners from the Black River lockup has raised serious questions about the facility's security. These questions need to be answered, and the police hierarchy need to take steps to ensure that such an escape does not happen again. And it does keep happening over and over again, and nothing. No one get transferred. Superintendents are still working, and that, back in my days, that was a no-no. A man escaped from custody. The super have to roll him and get transferred immediately next day, and others. But now, the police force, I don't know if them have them lackeys that them place at certain divisions, so them not moving them because they are there for a certain purpose. You have to understand logistics and how things work. You understand? So here are some security measures that could be implemented at Black River Police Station lockup. The ventilation grill at the back of the cell should be replaced with more substantial grills that cannot be easily cut through. But that's iron, man. That burglar bar, that's an ordinary that have to use a electrical thing to cut it. So that somebody at the station have to help them, that them could plug it in to cut it. You understand? So I don't know how them cut it without, unless maybe no police no upstairs in the barracks or anything like that. But if my memory serves me right, that would be at the, yes, if you're on the western side of the police station, the barracks, but you would not be able to see because you don't have any window to look through. Yeah, that's how the station, yes. So that was another thing too. You understand? So the cells should be regularly inspected to ensure no security vulnerabilities. The numbers of guards at the lockup should be increased. The guards, but the reason all of these, the dwindling of manpower of the police force, it's all these things have been done by the political directorate, so they have no one to blame but themselves because of the attack on the police force, and police members are fleeing the force in droves, and rightly so. So the cells should be regularly inspected to ensure no security vulnerabilities, and they should increase the numbers of guards. Guards should be adequately trained in security procedures. By implementing these measures, the police can help to prevent future escapees and future escapes from the Black River police lockup. They said the Jamaica Constabulary Force has the most educated sets of police officers in 2023. Serving in the police force were members with PhDs in criminology, attorney at laws, catering, financial management, educators, accountants, farm management, and tourism managers, and we could go on and on. But the force is lacking people with common sense or any sense of what it means to be a police officer. Time and time again, we have seen and watched on local news station in Jamaica showing us how some of Jamaica's most dangerous criminals escape from custody from various lockups in Jamaica. And as a former police officer, it seems too frequent with no form of accountability from the people who are in charge. And it is like business as usual. It has been rumored by many vloggers that the police officers at Black River Police Station have collected monies to allow these dangerous, heartless, and wicked criminals on the Jamaican people, especially the witnesses who thought that these parasites were locked up securely, only to be, to be given the bad news that they are out and about looking for witnesses to kill. Boy, that is such sad, you understand? It is sad. That, you are a witness and you thought that you have played your, part, and then the next thing, detective will come, say, boy, look, you have to lift up, because the boy escaped, and, more or less, he's coming for you. You understand? But based on information received and obtained, these men, have been at the lockup for more than a month. So I don't know who dropped the ball, because these men should be back at Spanish Town District Prison. You understand? Where they would, for their remand and wait for the next court date. Because that's how it used to be back in the days, but I don't know what is going on now with these educated police officers, these book computer police officers. You understand? So, so the witnesses who thought that these criminals were locked up securely, only to be awakened by the bad news that they are on the prowl. On Tuesday, an internal investigation by the Inspectorate and Professional Standard Oversight Bureau is underway to determine the circumstances surrounding the escape of the 8 inmates from the Black River Police Station lockup. The investigation will reinforce preventative measures, the JCF said. Police sources had confirmed that the inmates escaped the lockup by cutting through a window. The escapees in custody for serious crimes, including murder, aggravated robbery with aggravation, are now subjects of an intense manhunt. They have been identified as Oral Cole, 31 from Comfort Hall, Manchester, Richard Brown, 34 from Middle Quarters, St. Elizabeth, Alric Hutchinson, 38 from Brighton District, St. Elizabeth, and Dean Simpson, 34 from Turner Top, St. Elizabeth, who were all in custody for robbery with aggravation. The others are Anward Hines, 34, known as Kirky, of Maroon Town, St. James, who was facing charges for a quadruple murder 4 people him killing. You think he understand? 4 people he killed. Javon Sims, 25, from Copperwood, St. James, and Kenneth Stewart, 30, of Beacon Hill, St. Catherine. Wow. Who were being held for murder. And Demar Williams, 29, from Gravel Heights in St. Catherine, who was in custody for shooting with intent. The police are urging the public to remain vigilant and to report any sightings or information that could lead to the inmate's capture. But look, only 4 photographs is up there, you understand? You know, and it's 8 men. And with the age of technology, these men, you know, their photographs supposed to be flashing all over in the paper, should be online, and the Jamaican people and people in the diaspora are supposed to be able to see these men. But we continue, because we're going to tell you what the next move of these men, based on the information received and obtained. So the constable has encouraged the escapee to turn himself in and allow justice system to take its course. I wish man kind of madness that. I must some little idiot right that, because I wish man I escape from jail and I turn himself in. You know, normally, you know, at least a couple boys that in preemptive strike could have reached him already, but you know, police, they're not that effective as when I was in the police force, you know, understand? So evasion will only amplify the severity of the situation, the JCF said. Public members can report suspicious activities or unfamiliar individuals to National Intelligence Bureau, NIB, tip line 811, Crime Stop at 311, Police Emergency at 119, or the nearest police station. The JCF reminds the public that harboring fugitive is a serious crime. Yeah, but we're not saying nobody that charged that. Charged, you know, because even people who are wanted for murder and police held them, they normally I don't see them charge the people when that are in the company of these wanted people. And if the police were enforcing the law, that will send a deterrence. However, these men have no intention of staying in Jamaica, and we have received information where these men are at this time and where they're heading to. Yes, these men are at a certain part in South Clarendon, and they are waiting to be transported to, yes, to Mexico. And we're going to give you the name of the, later on, we give you the name of the boat and the person who owned the boats and how much money they are charging for these men to leave Jamaica. It's a big business. Big business. So they're supposed to leave out this Sunday. Not only that they're supposed to be leaving Sunday, but Sunday is supposed to be the release of our tape with Wayne Uglysom, the rat, the Great Britain rat. But we're going to upload the video, but we don't think that you'll get able to watch it because of the time frame. Because I want to make sure that a certain number of people are able to see it, because it's going to be just a one time only. Yes. But with this thing and with the escapees from Black River Police Station, if it is true that the inspector had collected money, boy, this is a sad case. But hey, look, nothing cannot surprise us anymore. This is Jamaica that we are dealing with. Jamaica is a criminal's paradise in the Caribbean Sea, and we know that, you know, corruption is rife within the police force. Have yourself a beautiful day. Jamaica Young Police Channel out.